Salutations, Quench Nation! Here we are, 2016 already? Hard to believe that the NFL season is already inching toward its end. Bright side, no more fantasy football stress, am I right? For now. But first, let's see how my July preliminary rankings turned out. Hopefully you got to tune in before your draft to see the best steals you could possibly get. But first, let's start off with the ones I straight up nailed. At QB, how about Cam Newton? I had Cam Newton at the top of my second tier at the number 3 spot in my quarterback rankings, about 10 spots higher than the majority of fantasy analysts would dare to place him. And what happened? I think it's safe to say that Cam Newton quenched on, because his performance has been nothing short of stellar. His MVP caliber season has led his Panthers to an unbelievable 15-1 record and a grasp on the number 1 seed in the NFC going into the playoffs. Who would have thunk it? I at least got the fantasy aspect right, but dang. As the true leader of the Panthers offense, surrounded by lackluster receivers, an offensive line that's average at best, and a shaky backfield headed by an injury-prone Jonathan Stewart, the Cam Newton show has been nothing short of incredible. His ability to put defenses in conflict with his lethal combination of running and passing ability has allowed Coach Ron Rivera and the Carolina offense to give defenses fits all season. Next up on our list of what I got correct, Doug Martin. Boy oh boy, whatever you want to call him, muscle hamster, Doug or not, it doesn't matter. There's no questioning Doug's highly improved play. As the second leading rusher in the league, only behind my number 1 ranked running back Adrian Peterson, the hard-running Buck has made his owners smile, as he made my bold number 14 rank look like an underestimation. 2 consecutive disappointing injury-plagued seasons following his breakout rookie year made him an under-the-radar pickup in the later rounds, and I sniffed him out for you. Even though he has dealt with a beat-up O-line and a split snap count with a more natural pass catcher, Charles Sims, Doug has still managed to be a fantasy mammoth this year, clearly outplaying his draft stock. Leading the league in broken tackles and yards per carry, Doug Martin has mightily quenched on. If Doug remains a Buccaneer, Jameis Winston will continue to improve, giving him more opportunities to get the goal line touchdowns you need, setting him up for fantasy stardom. Next up is a whopping serving of Allen Robinson. I told the people about Robinson. I said again and again that this no-name will become a household name, and I was correct. A-Rob exploded onto the scene this year and quickly became known as one of the most talented receivers in the game. As an enormous threat all over the field, Robinson finished the season as a huge success, ending up leading the league in touchdowns and scoring the 4th most fantasy points of any wide receiver. And what's the best part about his rise to the upper echelon of receivers? He is only 22. He caught 14 touchdowns, joining only Randy Moss as a player 22 or younger to score 14 times or more in a season. Quite the elite company. Robinson's production is sure to continuously improve with more experience and Blake Bortles improving. Looks like we have a solid wide receiver 1 in our hands, and that shouldn't change for a long, long time. To make time for the wrongs, we're going to zoom through some more successes. Another wide receiver who experienced great success, as I predicted, is Steve Smith, before he suffered a season-ending Achilles injury. Smith was on track to be the number 1 receiver when he got injured, as he astoundingly dominated secondaries even at 34 years of age. This is also while he was clearly the only viable receiving threat for Flacco, with Torrey Smith in San Fran and Brashad Perryman not playing a single snap all year because of the longest-lasting PCL recovery ever. Another man who proved me right was Latavius Murray. Although he didn't wow us all year long, he proved himself as a workhorse back, even through injury, finishing as the 11th best back in fantasy. There were some overhyped players I told you to stay away from, many of which ended up being busts, as I predicted. These include Jeremy Hill, Jimmy Graham, Martellus Bennett, Marshawn Lynch, Eddie Lacy, Joseph Randall, Frank Gore, Matt Ryan, and more. Alright, like I promised, time for the wrongs. These are the ones I pretty much just screwed up on. Let's start off with my number 1 receiver, Dez Bryant. Who knows what his production would have been if Romo were to stay healthy, and if he hadn't missed so many games after breaking his foot in a season opener. But overall, regardless of who was under center, Dez had a shabby year and brutally frustrated his owners. But look for him to start throwing up X's again real soon once he has his guy Tony back. Next on this walk of shame is Davante Adams. Especially after Jordy Nelson's injury, I projected this man to be absolutely studly, putting up top 10 stats week in and week out. Well, I was wrong. Jordy's ACL injury hurt the Packers' offense way more than I thought, as his outside deep threat speed became sorely missed as Davante failed to fill that spot as people had hoped. He simply just did not show the speed and agility through his routes to create proper separation for the ball placement of Aaron Rodgers, who also underperformed in fantasy. Throughout the year, Green Bay's offense could not find consistency and struggled to produce any consistent starters beside Rodgers. Next up is Kyle Rudolph, who struggled to become anything more than an excellent blocking tight end to make way for Adrian Peterson to eat up those red zone touchdowns. Others would include Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, who ranked 4th and 5th respectively in my quarterback rankings, but both of these future Hall of Famers met serious roadblocks of injuries and offensive struggles throughout their seasons. The last miss would be moving Russell Wilson down in my quarterback rankings. He did struggle early on, but came on unbelievably strong late in the season, finishing as the 3rd fantasy quarterback. The only other major misses I had this season occurred with players such as Le'Veon Bell or Arian Foster, suffering season-ending injuries before reaching their true potential. 'Twas a terrific season. I hope I helped you kill your competition and win your league. Stay tuned for more crazy, bold predictions for this 2016 season, and hopefully the rights will outweigh the wrongs. Signing out for Quench Sports, I'm Nick Walters. Quench on.